Hey there. So you're looking for a dog trainer here in Lansing? Well, you've definitely come to the right place. We're going to walk through everything you need to know to make a really solid choice for you and your pup.
Great training isn't just about sit and stay. It's about being able to actually enjoy our city, right? It's about those calm walks on the river trail or heading to Old Town and not having your arm pulled out of its socket. It's all about getting your dog ready for life here in Lansing. All right, here's our game plan. We'll talk about why local matters, what to look for in a trainer, what it's going to cost, the questions you absolutely have to ask, and then we'll wrap up with some city rules and resources. Let's get started.
So first up, why even bother with a local trainer? Well, think about it. A trainer who knows Lansing gets it. They know the distractions around MSU's campus. They know how busy Hawk Island Park can get. They can prep your dog for your actual life here.
Okay, part 2, building your foundation. Before you even Google a single trainer, it really helps to know the basics. So we're going to cover training methods, what all those fancy letters after a trainer's name actually mean, and the different kinds of programs out there.
So you're going to hear this term a lot, positive reinforcement. And honestly, it's pretty simple. It just means you reward the good stuff, with treats or praise, to get more of that behavior. It's kind, it works, and it's the best way to build up that trust with your dog.
Here's something you need to know. Michigan doesn't actually license dog trainers, so how do you know who's legit? These certifications are your best clue. They show that a trainer has put in the work and is committed to their profession. For example, a CPD-TKA is a great sign of solid all-around knowledge, but if you're dealing with something more serious, a certification like CBCCKA tells you they have specialized expertise.
All right, let's talk about the format. What's going to work best for you? The two big ones are group classes and private lessons. Group classes? They're awesome for practicing focus when other dogs and people are around. But if the real problem is at home, like, going nuts when the doorbell rings, then private lessons are probably your best bet for that one-on-one targeted help.
Now, there are a couple of other more intensive options. You've got day training, where the trainer works with your dog for you, and then there's board and train, which is like a full-on boot camp. The most important thing with these, and I mean the most important thing, is making sure there's a really clear plan for you to continue the training after. Otherwise, it just won't stick.
Okay, let's talk money. What should you expect to budget for training here in Lansing? Knowing the typical costs helps you plan and spot what's a fair price. Just to give you a quick baseline, for a single private session, you're probably looking at somewhere between $100 and $180. That usually gets you about an hour to an hour and a half of the trainer's undivided attention focused just on you and your dog.
And here's a bigger breakdown for you. You can see how the price has changed depending on what you're looking for. These are the average costs for 2025 right here in Lansing and Ingham County. The price differences you see usually come down to the trainer's experience, their certifications, and that kind of thing. All right, so you know what to look for, you know what it costs. Now it's time to actually talk to some trainers. And we've got a checklist of essential questions you should be asking. This one is number 1 for sure. Ask them flat out, what training methods do you use? You really want to hear them talk about positive reinforcement and rewards. Their whole vibe should be about making training a good, positive experience for your dog, not a stressful one. Next up, you should ask how they'll tailor the training specifically for your dog. Because every dog is different, right? A good trainer will ask you a ton of questions about your goals and your dog's quirks. The plan should feel like it was made just for you guys.
Don't be shy about asking about their credentials. You can even mention some of the certifications we talked about earlier. And here's a pro tip. Ask them how they stay current on new training methods. That shows they're serious about their profession.
And finally, ask them how you're going to measure success and what your role is. This is so important. Training is a partnership. They should be able to give you clear goals and tell you exactly what you need to be doing for homework between your sessions. That's where the real magic happens.
Okay, last part. Let's talk about the real-world stuff, the rules and resources for being a dog owner right here in Lansing. Knowing this will help you put all that great training to use.
All right, let's run through the must-know local rules. First, your dog needs to be on a leash no longer than 6 feet in public. Second, they have to be registered with the city of Lansing. And third, they need a current rabies vaccination. That's state law. Pretty simple stuff, but absolutely essential.
So where do you go to practice? Well, if you're working on off-leash skills, the fenced-in dog parks at Hunter Park or Solden are great. For nice, calm leashed walks, you can't beat Fenner Nature Center or the River Trail. And if you really want to test their focus with lots of distractions, Hawk Island is the spot.
Look, finding the right trainer really is just the first step, but it's a huge one. Pretty soon, you'll be out there exploring all of Lansing's parks, cafes, and neighborhoods with a dog who is just a joy to be around. So here's to many happy adventures together.